the question is the new Hunger Games prequel gonna actually make any money? Is it gonna lose a lot of money, or is it just gonna kind of break even? Because I've looked at the numbers.
Oh.
And a lot of people are saying, it's a flop, it's a flop, it's a flop. It's like, no guys, objectively, this is not a flop yet.
Oh, see, that's a strong yet, isn't it? Really, when you think about these numbers, you have to break it down bit by bit. And unfortunately, a lot of people who talk about this don't actually understand where these numbers come from
Nope.
and what they mean when you look at them. You have to take the budget. What was the budget?
$100 million.
Oh, that's kind of a lot.
And it is a lot, but it's nothing compared to some of these other super bloated budgets for the MCU, for DC movies, or for general big tentpole movies nowadays.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you're looking at $200 to $300 million for a production budget. That's not taking into account marketing, which for bigger films is at least 50% of the production budget. So, if this thing costs $100 million in production, they probably spent about 60 to 70 probably on marketing.
Right, so we're already in at 170, let's say.
165. Let's give them the good luck, huh?
Right, but then you have to consider the amount that cinemas take.
Cinemas take 50%. That's a lot of percento.
That's a lot of percento. So you take that 165, that means you have to double it for their break even.
Yep, what's that?
That is 350. 300 and...
That economics degree is really coming through.
$330 million.
There you go, $330 million. Roundabout is what this film needs to break even. Right now it's sitting at about 200 million internationally and in the US. So I think there's a good chance this thing is going to hit 320 to 360 worldwide at the end of its run, which means it's going to have just broken even. And at those numbers, I wouldn't exactly qualify it as a resounding success for Lionsgate. They're not exactly printing money like a lot of movie studios have been doing with comic book movies over the last 10 years with this one.
But here's the thing, I don't think they were planning on making any other films after this. This was a one and done prequel, and maybe if it was a big bang and so many people went to see it, they would have pressed on Suzanne Collins to say, can you please maybe write another one?
Another story.
Maybe it would have been an offshoot from one of the characters here that was well received, or maybe send it ahead 20, 30 years for the games.
Right.
And we could have gotten another story there to see Coriolanus in his middle age before he gets super old.
Well,
right?
I think they had a problem with this off the bat because this was in no circumstance going to make as much money as any of the previous ones. And in truth, the franchise itself kind of went up and then it went down, down, and now down again. Because the first film made a lot of money on the budget it had, and the second one made even more but had a bigger budget. The third one made less than the second one, and the fourth one made less than the third one.
Oh, yeah.
And this one is now potentially going to make half as much as the fourth one, which was the lowest grossing of the entire franchise.
So when you think about that, that's like a mountain, and now we're on the way down. Like, well and proper, we are on the way down. Which really kind of does say that maybe let's stop with this one. Let's try and find some new IP.
Hey, at the end of the day, what is it? Bad stories don't make money in general.
It's true.
There are cases where that isn't the case. But in most cases, that is the case. Right?
Yes.
I said cases a lot there. I think I
know.
kind of muddled the words in my mind.
It's true, but what you said wasn't untrue. You're
Alright,
fine.
so the fact of the matter is, The Hunger Games is not a flop. The Marvels is a flop. The Hunger Games prequel, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, not there. I don't think it's going to get there. But a lot of people are saying and chatting shit that it is. You just have to be objective. We haven't seen the movie. We didn't want to see the movie. After the first or second trailer, I said, nah, I just don't like a lot of this cast. I ain't seeing it. But money's money. Money talks, shit walks. And that's just how the cookie crumbles. We've got to do fact of the day, though. Page number 199, fact number
1.
Beavers have transparent eyelids so they can see underwater with their eyes shut.
Oh, that's freaky.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
That is so freaky. So then, during the day, when they're not in the water, how do their eyes see? Because their retinas must be burning.
Right.
Right?
That's true.
They're not in the darkness all the time.
Yeah, maybe they have like a special set of skills. Like Liam Neeson.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're just walking around like this.
I've never seen a beaver do that exactly, but how do they sleep? Their eyes must roll back in their heads, no?
Yeah.
It must.
They must.
Has to be done.
Yeah, it has to. Otherwise, they just stay awake all the time.
Hey, evolution, man. That's some wacky shit.
That is so cool.